Watch this crossover.
Yeah, I'm going to watch the crossover. Cross it over.
Nate "Tiny" Archibald has always felt right at home when he's on a city playground. Growing up in a tough South Bronx neighborhood, Tiny recognized that basketball would be his ticket out of the projects, so he constantly honed his skills during fierce pickup games.
When we played, it was not for friendship. It was for blood and guts. That's what it was. Sometimes we played for sodas, sometimes we played for sandwiches, sometimes we played for your sneakers.
Tiny played his college ball in near obscurity at the University of Texas, El Paso, but he caught the eye of Cincinnati Royals coach Bob Cousy.
He saw me, we sat down, and he was talking about just drafting. And I just like, you know, for being 6 feet or 5'11" or whatever size I was, I grew. I was 8 feet tall when he told me that because I didn't really think I had a chance to play in the NBA.
Unheralded, Archibald has burst upon the NBA scene as the newest of the fabulous little men.
In 1970, Archibald achieved his NBA dream, and Cousy placed the Royals in his hands.
When you've got a player like an Archibald who can create whatever they want at any time they want, you're much better off letting them do it.
He confided in me probably more than the other guys on the team because he wanted me to run the team, he wanted me to score, he wanted me to pass.
I used to tell Tiny, if you're racing down the floor and you see me jump up calling for time, ignore me and go do your thing, create an opportunity.
Listed on the roster at 6'1", there were some who believed he wasn't over 5'10", but Nate made up for his lack of size with his desire and work ethic.
He was a zealot about his physical fitness and health. He used to bring a rope, a jump rope. He would do that like 25 to 30 minutes prior to the game. I used to wonder, where does this guy get all this energy from? Even though he was a diminutive player, he could still go to the basket like all New York guys. They all could drive to the hoop with authority.
My concept was to attack people.
Look at Archibald penetrate.
I wanted people to know that I was on the court.
Archibald on a drive at the other end, beautifully done.
No matter who was down there, Wilt was down there with Kareem and Willis Reed. I'm coming down there.
Fearless and one of the game's great finishers.
Big guys were cracking him, knocking him to the floor. He bounced right up. I mean, he had the heart of a lion.
Archibald emerged as one of the NBA's top point guards, and in 1973, he became the only player ever to lead the league in scoring and assists in the same season.
If he gets hot, he can turn the lights out by himself.
I mean, it was just phenomenal. He was so quick and just so creative. I've never seen anyone like him.
As he attained stardom, Tiny was attracting a growing legion of fans, and he was more than willing to share his time with them, especially when it came to kids.
Well, coaching kids and just relating to kids, I feel more relaxed because I've done this for years. Being a professional athlete, I use basketball as a means of getting my education. All you guys right here, this guy might become a quarterback.
I got it.
She might become a dentist.
I had T-shirts back in the 70s and it had Nate Archibald on it, Nate the Skate, or Tiny. He had two nicknames. And I'd walk past, I swear to God, kids would salute. They'd like, yes, sir, do it, Nate. They hardly would see me, but they'd see his picture there, man, and that was cool.
But for all his individual achievements, there was one thing Archibald couldn't seem to accomplish, and that was getting his team to play at his own level of excellence.
Our team was so weak offensively that he literally carried us on his shoulder. It's amazing we didn't wear him out.
Finally, Tiny did wear out, as he was sidelined by a torn Achilles tendon in the 1974 season. 3 years later, he was traded to the Nets, but suffered another injury and was traded again, this time to Buffalo. It appeared that his glory days were over.
You know, you have a lot of experts that say, well, he's through. You know, he can't play anymore, torn Achilles, and that really propelled me to work a lot harder.
In the late 70s, he would get his career back on track in basketball's most hallowed setting.
From Texas, El Paso, 6'1", number 7, Nate Archibald.
Unlike his previous teams, the Celtics didn't need Tiny to carry the offensive load.
By the time he got to the Celtics, where he was surrounded with talent and probably better shooters, it was more important at that point to concentrate on his playmaking skills.
Underneath the forward, back to Carl, right side of Archibald. Then
All right, 20.
And finally, after 11 NBA seasons, Archibald won his first championship with the Celtics.
It's all over. The Boston Celtics have won the World Championship in 1981.
The scrappy little guard from the Bronx had proven his doubters wrong. Then again, he'd been doing that his entire life.
The biggest thrill I got was to prove to those people then in the 80s and 70s and way back in the early 60s that, given a chance, I could play.